Platforms that are born in the cloud generally are just much easier to manage. So all of the management is actually done in the cloud. So in the old world on-premise, you had to have people on site, you had servers and storage and network issues. Now with born in the cloud, virtually all of that goes away and is part of your contract with your provider. So it's the hot new way to consume IT. So the ACO offering was incredibly exciting for us. It immediately pushed Avaya to have a great cloud solutions for unified communications environment, and it's been a resounding success for us. So far, over 75 customers have bought that with 40,000 users inside that base. So really, really exciting for us. And I'll say the other thing that's been great about it is of those customers, 40% are net new, which is a pretty incredible number inside COVID. So hard to get new customers when you can't go out and meet them in person. So we're pretty excited with the demand there.
So what features of ACO, Avaya Cloud Office, do you find most exciting?
I mean, look, I'm part sales guy here. So the most exciting part of this is the addressable market. There's hundreds of millions of prem-based handsets out there that need to move to the cloud. And ACO has defined a clearly defined migration path to help customers get along in that journey. So first and foremost, people look at migrations as complex and challenging. And the first feature I tell you is actually just part of their strategy, which is clearly defining that migration path in a very seamless and supportable fashion for their end users. Secondarily, just the feature set that comes along with their years and years of knowledge and expertise supporting customers from the prem world and applying that to the cloud. They've got a very robust feature set that is greatly enhanced by the strategy they brought to market.
So obviously anything in collaboration has to have really voice and video now. That's pretty standard, especially since we've been working from remotely, and everybody thinks there will be some amount of remote work as we go forward, probably still a pretty substantial amount. So those are ones that are really the price of entry, but probably the one that I'm most excited about now is Team Collaborate. So now that you have people working in the office, working home, this feature where you can immediately access your teammates and pull together chats and do video together is really, really going to help with productivity. Because that's really what people will have to study next is how do we make the workforce in a post-COVID world, which people say might be 20% on-prem, 20% always remote, and 60% back and forth. So how do you get that workforce to be more productive? And that's certainly the new features in ACO that will help do that.
And what have you been hearing from customers during this time, especially as we start to look ahead at what the new normal will look like, or even this hybrid work environment and the role Avaya plays in helping you meet the needs of customers today?
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting because historically, the conversation has started with something around risk mitigation. I've got something that's kind of worked for a long time, and sometimes going through a complete forklift or a change in an environment is akin to a religious conversion. It's not a technology change. And so the first historically has been help me mitigate the risk. What we saw in the last 12 months was people had to make changes out of necessity. So you couldn't just kind of take your time and try and plan it. People were thrown into it. And so the adaptability of the ACO platform allowed people to do that, keep the lights on, but their platform is much more than that. So when we looked at customers last year who made technology decisions and changes just to keep the lights on to function in the time frame, that was one thing. Our work with ACO has allowed those customers to not just keep the lights on, but put a strategic platform in place that's very adaptable going forward. So it's not a stopgap measure, it's a roadmap and a technology that grows.
ACO has the same advantage that the cloud offerings do in customer experience, and that is the ability to scale pretty much at will. They can start much smaller, and again, the UC environment generally is much simpler. So as customers can migrate relatively quickly through smaller 10 or 15 person shop, and then go up really, really fast and take advantage of all of the features that a born in the cloud solution like ACO has.